Let's talk about our weather headlines as we head into the final week of August. For your day tomorrow, we're going to be out ahead of a cold front, so it will be warm with temperatures in the upper 80s to around 90. Behind tomorrow's cold front, come Tuesday and Wednesday and the rest of this week, it will be beautiful outside and even cooler. Just how cool could it get? I'll show you in the 10 days coming up in just a few minutes. And then finally, we are still in August, approaching September, so we've got to keep an eye on what is going on in the tropics. Thankfully, nothing looks to be a concern for the Carolinas or the United States of America over the next 7 to 10 days. We've got a cold front coming through tomorrow afternoon, and out ahead of it, it will be warm again with average highs climbing into the upper 80s to around 90. And you combine that heat with the sea breeze that will be forming, there's going to be a very small chance of rain, particularly across the Grand Strand, as that sea breeze does develop. If you live across the PD and along the border belt, your chance of seeing rain is practically zero, but we'll keep an eye on the radar for anything that does develop, and even if anything does develop, it'll still be a beautiful day. The forecast for the whole for-year Monday, temperatures starting out in the upper 60s to around 70 across the PD and along the border belt. Right along the immediate coastline, we'll be starting out in the lower to mid-70s. For your afternoon, or for your lunchtime hour, that is, everyone will be climbing into the mid-80s under probably sunny skies. And then for your afternoon, we'll be climbing into the upper 80s to around 90. Very small chance of rain, particularly right along our immediate coastline as that sea breeze has developed. If you don't see any rain, it'll still be an absolutely beautiful day under probably sunny skies. Come Tuesday, we're behind that cold front, and the weather will be amazing. For your morning commute, temperatures starting out in the mid to upper 60s across the PD and along the border belt. We'll be starting out in the lower 70s right along the immediate coastline. For your afternoon, it's cooler behind that cold front, so everyone should be in the mid-80s under probably sunny skies. An absolutely beautiful forecast, if you ask me. Let's turn our attention to what is going on in the tropics. We've got Tropical Storm Fernand located in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, several hundred miles east-northeast of Bermuda with 45-mile-per-hour winds. It could reach 60 miles an hour as we head into Monday afternoon, or excuse me, tomorrow afternoon. But after that, it'll be weakening as it heads into the cooler waters of the North Atlantic Ocean. It will not be impacting anyone, much less the Carolinas, so it's nothing to worry about whatsoever. Aside from Fernand, we've got Invest 99L, a tropical wave approaching the eastern Caribbean islands. It is showing a good bit of convection or thunderstorm development noticed on the enhanced satellite imagery. But within the National Hurricane Center's latest update, there's no closed center of circulation, so it's still a very disorganized system. And because of that, it only has a 30% chance of becoming a named storm over the next 2 to 7 days. If it does develop anywhere, it's likely to develop somewhere in this yellow area as it heads into the eastern or central Caribbean Sea. And then where it could go after that is still way up in the air. Most of our forecast models have it reaching the eastern or the central Caribbean, but after that, some of them have it going towards Cuba, if not the Yucatan Peninsula. One of them has it going into the Gulf, and then you've got a lot of them that have it going to Central America. If this thing even does get this far, I think it'll be a very weak system or a very disorganized system, and by that point in time, the chances of it actually going to the north into the Gulf, where it could then be a threat to the United States of America, is very, very low. So bottom line, as of right now, this is nothing to worry about. We'll keep an eye on it, but for right now, there's nothing to worry about in the tropics for the next 7 to 10 days. Here's a look at your extended 10-day forecast, proudly brought to you by Hunter Plumbing Services. Aside from whatever rain we may see tomorrow afternoon, it will be an absolutely beautiful week with temperatures below normal in the lower to mid-80s, overnight lows falling into the 60s. And as we head further inland, it gets even better. Come overnight Wednesday, some of you may actually get into the upper 50s. An absolutely beautiful week is ahead. I hope you all have a great week.